Christmas movie!
Yes, it is!
Nothing about that movie was Christmassy. Just because the events of that film took place during Christmas does not make it a Christmas movie. It was about a man trying to spend Christmas with his family. And he got stuck in a building with terrorists and started blowing their heads off. What Christmas Carol does that come from? Wasn't Home Alone about a kid being abandoned by his family and having to defend his house from robbers? What Christmas Carol is that from? I'm not doing this. I'm not gonna spend Christmas Eve arguing with you. How do we get on this topic anyway? We were talking about how there aren't a lot of Christmas-themed video games, and then we started talking about our favorite Christmas movies, like how The Grinch Stole Christmas. Oh, and Tim Allen's Santa Claus trilogy, Elf, Spirited, Daddy's Home 2, Die Hard. Die Hard is not a Christmas movie! Ah, there you are. I got you something. Oh, what's this? Oh, I know you've been wanting to make a Christmas-themed video, so I got you a Christmas-themed game. Oh, wow, that's nice of you, Velbos. I swear to God, this is Die Hard. Oh, that would have been good. The Grinch Christmas Adventures. You know, I didn't think they made a lot of these. Grinch games? No, Christmas-themed games. It doesn't feel like there's a lot you can do with the genre. With Halloween, it's easy. Just make a scary game. Oh well, let's give this a go. Ah, ahoy! We don't get a lot of Christmas-themed games, so let's see if Grinch Christmas Adventures fills that festive hole in our hearts. You're welcome, by the way. The Grinch Christmas Adventures is actually the second video game made about the popular Dr. Seuss character. Yeah, there was a game on the PlayStation 1. That was a 3D platforming adventure that had full cinematics and interesting places to explore. Now with this Grinch game, it is now a 2D platformer, and the story is given to us with the narrator reading us excerpts from the original Grinch book Shrek style. Do I even have to say what the plot is? The Grinch hates Christmas and tries to ruin it for the residents of Whoville, and by the end of it, his heart grows 3 sizes and ends up saving Christmas instead. So we start off with the Grinch and his dog Max leaving the cave where his lair is and making his way towards Whoville. Along the way, we collect a whole bunch of presents and puzzle pieces while we avoid deadly traps like swinging ornaments, nutcrackers, Christmas trees, and beds of icy spikes. You know, all the Christmas classics. I have some under my tree. Nothing screams Christmas like icy death spikes. So how's the gameplay? Well, the Grinch is a slow-paced platformer. It's not intensive. It has some tricky parts with these bouncy platforms and areas where you gotta swing using a lasso, but overall, it is still a very easy time. We don't have a limited number of lives, so Grinch can die brutally to a pit of spikes as many times as its 2 sizes too small heart desires. Plus, with a generous number of checkpoints across every level, makes it that when you die, you don't reset a lot of progress, making the game never really feel like a challenge. Christmas Adventure doesn't throw puzzles at you either. It just has this one where you'll need to use Max to press a button to open a door so the Grinch can get across. That's it. That's the only puzzle Christmas Adventure throws at you. You take control of Max by pressing L1, and you can use him to accomplish whatever task you need him to, whether it's holding down a button or just accessing an area the Grinch's hiney can't. And that's about it. Besides that, Max just kinda runs around the background. His true purpose of existence is so that a second player can jump in and take control. But here's the thing, Max isn't designed to be able to play this game. Player 2 is incapable of doing a lot of things like swinging on vines or even killing enemies. So the whole point of Player 2 is just running around in the background, maybe collecting presents and dying of boredom. The multiplayer is completely unnecessary. It feels shoehorned in. Now, I will completely dismiss trying to play this game with a friend or a partner, because it will bore them to death. But maybe playing it with your 3-year-old, which is who the game suggests this to be played by, maybe it's not so bad? So I guess I'll wait till I have my own 3-year-old to completely write off the multiplayer. But how's the single-player experience? It's not great, but I don't think it's as bad as everyone says it is. The art style is divisive. While I understand that this is a game on the PlayStation 5 released last year, so expectations are that it wouldn't look like a remastered PS1 game, not that one, but also at the same time, did you really think a game about the Grinch would have the highest production value? Gameplay-wise? Well, it's a platformer, start to the left, make it to the right, don't die in the middle. Throughout the levels are 8 puzzle pieces we need to find, and finding them lets us have access to actual puzzles we need to solve. And by solve, I mean just move the pieces to match the image. They really couldn't give us an option to turn it off and just give us a puzzle to solve. Solving these unlocks numerous things for us, like items we can use, health to increase the size of the Grinch's heart, that's cute, a Santa costume, and even items we need to make progress. Now I get where the hate comes from. It's very vanilla to play. Even with lowered expectations, it still isn't that fun. It's not the worst platformer ever, it functions, the controls work just fine, but it could have had a lot more happening. My favorite part, however, was when we entered the homes of Who's and Gingerbread Men and we had to avoid them and hide from them so that they don't hug us. It was actually pretty solid, and these gingerbread men scare the f*** out of me. The first 2 chapters end with a snowboarding level that feels very Crash Bandicoot-y, but again, it's nothing exciting, and if anything, it highlighted that the game doesn't have great music, or any music sometimes. Which honestly feels like a complaint I've been making a lot lately. Since when did the gaming industry decide to abandon having legendary OSTs? The very last level has the Grinch ride a sleigh and return the Christmas gifts to the Who's houses, and it's also pretty dull. And that's about it! The Grinch Christmas Adventures is just 3 hours long. It's incredibly short. And my experience throughout? Meh. I didn't have as terrible of a time as others had, but keep in mind, while playing it, I was drinking eggnog, and the eggnog had rum in it. Grinch Christmas Adventures is a very low budget title. It doesn't look the best, it controls fine, its music is missing, the gameplay is extremely plain, the multiplayer is completely unnecessary and terrible, and I would say the game has charm, but I don't know, it feels kinda soulless. The Grinch Christmas Adventure is pretty bad, but it's not the worst. It functions. That's the best compliment I can give it. Well, how was that? Did you have a good time? I don't know. I feel empty. Oh, that's a shame. But you know what'll lift those spirits back up? Opening some gifts. Here, open mine first. Alright, let's see what this is. A 1 month no bitching coupon. Yeah, since you mooch off me and, are a freeloader, I decided for Christmas to get you a coupon where I won't bitch about it for a month. Oh man, thanks! That's actually really thoughtful. Really? That's what you took from that? Here, I got you something else. Oh, what's this now? I'm sorry Grinch Christmas Adventures was such a disappointing Christmas game. So I got you another. Oh man, did you get me the Grinch PS1 game? No, better. Die Hard on the NES. Yeah, 'cause it's a Christmas game. Get the f*** out of my house.